live. So hello private group. Hello public group. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, September 10th. Right? September 10th. So today I'm going to show you how to make a Santa's hat wreath. So very similar to the one on the door behind me, but a little bit different, but concept is the same. So I'm going to show you how to do this because these should be, the supplies you need should be showing up in your craft shop or craft stores now, or they should relatively soon. So trust me when I tell you this, you're going to want to go pick up a couple of these because the multitude of different ways you can make them are going to be infinite. So you can vary them, you can personalize them, you can make them yours. Hi, Elizabeth, welcome. So let me go ahead and make sure. I didn't see it right there, but now it is. Let me go ahead and put this stuff down. I'm trying to multitask to the best of my ability. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, I think I've got it. Let's see if we can pin this. See if that'll go. Pin. Okay, so I do these every year, and this year I'm doing it a different method because a lot of people say, well, the bottom of the brim is really too full for me. And so I was like experimenting prior to this, and I'm like, well, what about 5.5 inch mesh? So I pulled out a couple rolls of 5.5 inch mesh, and I don't like the way that it looks by the time it's said and done, but I did try using 10.5 inch mesh in a totally different method. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you tonight. How to make the Santa's hat wreath. Like I said, you can vary it. You can make it an elf hat. You can make it a winter hat. You can make it a ski hat. You can do whatever color combinations you'd like. It's just a really super cute idea that is a lower price point for you to keep in your shop. So, before we go ahead and get started, because I think you're going to want to know these things, if you want to save this tutorial and you're on Facebook, click the share button. That's all you need to do. If you're on YouTube, all you have to do when you're signed into your account is hit the save button, and you'll both be able to save this tutorial. It's like really super simple. Then if you want to know when I go live, you're going to want to know, especially on Fridays. It's Tuesdays at 4 o'clock Pacific, which is 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, we went back to Friday Night Live. So it's Friday nights at 5, which is 7 Central, 8 Eastern time, just for you. So those are my set times for my private group. But sometimes I am working on a custom order, and I'm like thinking, I think people would like to know how to do this. So sometimes I share videos that pop up in time frames that aren't necessarily there. Or people get distracted. They've got things going on and they kind of forget. So if you want to be notified when I go live on Facebook, which is at KatsCreationsNMore on Facebook, just make sure that you have liked the page, and 3 dots over from that, you're going to click on it. It's going to open up a sub menu. You're just going to simply want to click following if you are not currently following. And then depending upon that, you have 3 options. There is a default method. There is show first. And then there's another one I can't really think of over here. And so the default method is, hey, when this becomes relevant, we're going to show it to you. But what you want to do is make sure you hit first so that if you happen to be doing other things, you don't want to miss out on the notifications. On YouTube, you're just going to hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified when I have a new tutorial like this one that I'll upload later today. So I'm going to pivot you down. We're going to cover the materials, and then we're going to assemble it. So hang with me one moment. We're back in the shop today. So temperatures are amazing here in Washington. So I'm super happy because I'm back in. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Hi, Kim from Texas. Welcome. So, supplies you will need. Hi, Karen. Welcome. You will need the Dollar Tree witch hat in silver. It also comes in purple, but you need the silver one. Why? Because you need this little square right down here at the bottom. You could make one, but it's so much easier because you're going to use this as the form. Opt to get the silver version because you'll use that for everything. The purple version, I mean, you can still use it. You just won't have the little thing that we use for Santa's belt buckle. And Anna said, just saw these at my Dollar Tree. So yes, that's why we're launching these today, the tutorial. And if you order online, Dollar Tree will send you half purple and half silver. So if you have the option to go in, if I had the choice, I would just pick all silver. But that's my choice. But like I said, you will need it because you need the little square belt buckle here to make Santa's belt. So that's that. You'll find those at the Dollar Tree. You will also need some type of red deco mesh, whether you choose to do it metallic and shiny or you choose to do it flat is entirely up to you. You will need one roll of red. You won't need the whole thing, just a little bit. And then you'll also need, I'm using Snowball mesh. So this is 10.5-inch white Snowball mesh. You will need one roll of this. You will have enough to do two with one roll of deco mesh. Actually, if you do one roll of red, one roll of white, you'll have enough to make two. Just make sure you pick up 2 frames because you won't have enough unless you get a second frame. In addition to that, you are going to need 1.5 inch black ribbon. I like the glitter or tinsel ribbon because it looks pretty, especially when you're doing a metallic deco mesh top of the hat. Like I'm using wide foil red. I like to mix it up and do the glitter or tinsel black 1.5 inch ribbon. I think you can even get this at Hobby Lobby right now. I think that's where I first found it. You can also sometimes find it on Craft Outlet or any one of the other craft places, but black 1.5 inch ribbon. That's for your Santa's belt. And then we're going to be adding a Santa themed ribbon. So I opted for Santa ribbon, Rudolph or reindeer ribbon, and then I just opted to go with a red and white because that is our theme. Red and white Santa. Let's see. Craft Outlet, Craft Outlet, and Craft Outlet. And then Walmart. I actually found this at Walmart a couple years ago, so I love this theme. All 1.5 inch. I'm using 3 1.5 inch ribbons. It's entirely up to you. And then you will also need some, for embellishments, some scatters and fillers. And guess what? At Hobby and Lobby right now, you can find these. And they're 50% off. So make sure you pick those up because not only can they be used for Christmas, but you can use the green for St. Patrick's Day. You can use the red and white for Valentine's Day. And throughout the year. So I always say get a couple bags because you just never know when they'll stop making them. And then we'll be like, oh, remember the days when we had those glitter balls? So those are the supplies. In addition, Hobby Lobby. For the win, you'll need an 1.5 inch tinsel ball. So you will find these, I think they're in the crafts section. So you can get them without the sparkly iridescent because we're doing glitter and metallic on this Santa. I chose to go tinsel, but you can also get them to where they're just white cotton balls. And so this is going to be the end of our hat. And I think we covered all of those things. So, hi Cheryl, hi Joanne, hi Anne from Alabama, welcome. Hi Kay, welcome. Okay, so we're going to get started. First things first, we are going to pull the belt buckle off, and I think I'm okay. we're going to pull this off just like this, and you're going to have this mess on the back with all the tinsel. What you want to do is just be super, super careful. Sometimes you can just grab the glue portion. Sometimes. I did it on the one that I had earlier. If you're just really super careful, you can pull the glue part off without ruining the little belt buckle piece. Okay. I'm attempting to get it. So there we have the belt buckle. We don't need this because I don't want this showing up anywhere on the wreath. So save this piece, set that aside, and then from here, you can go ahead and strip the boo off because we're going to disassemble the entire thing. Just like that. And just one cut. And you'll see how they basically assembled the Dollar Tree frame. It's just wrapped around those little knobs on the end. But at least you can see what was on the inside. You want to be really careful because as they have made these, every single year they get thinner. And so if you have a tendency of going way too tight on your pipe cleaners or wrapping your deco mesh or adding a ribbon or whatever you decide to put on here, be careful because you could snap this. Once you snap your frame, hopefully you got another frame, and you'll need to start all over because there's really no way to get that fixed. You're going to throw the rest away because we don't need that. Just go ahead and disassemble the rest of the frame. And all this is wonderfully placed on here. There's that one. I'm attempting to get the silver off because they've wrapped it around a couple times. When you get down to the brim, you're going to need to go ahead and do the same thing. Cut it somewhere in the middle. And then it just has those little knobs. I hope somebody did not have to do this like for their job. Can you imagine somebody sitting here having to wrap this over and over and over? I'm sure they get really quick, but wow. What if they snap the frame? You know? Okay, so we're just disassembling this. You can make it super easy and just cut it. I just find, because the frames are so fragile, to just take a moment and just get them all undone. We'll make sure that you don't snap any of your frames. Okay, that being said, we want to get rid of all that tinsel because they do make a mess. On the back, I don't want a black hanger, so I'm just going to pull this off. We'll cut that, get that off. I am going to add my hanger. I had to think about where I put my ribbon. Let's see. Let's make it red and white since it's Santa themed. So we'll go red and white. I got this from Michael's. So I'm just going to cut off a pretty generous piece. This will unspool if you don't stop the ends. So I have my glue gun on anyway just for those styrofoam balls, so we'll keep that from unspooling. We're going to go ahead and add our hanger somewhere down in here because they had theirs way up here. And when you hang it way up on the top, I'm the person who doesn't want to see the hanger on my door. So I'm going to come down here. Let's go ahead and tie this in a knot. I think that'll work. We're going to go right through the center. Okay, Kat. Actually, make it around there, girl. right in there. I know how to do it. I'm just struggling with the method. Because I don't want it like that. I want, you know how sometimes it's just the basic things to get you all caught up in things? Yeah, that's me. Okay, so we're gonna do this end first. And we'll, again, pulling the same piece. Okay, I think I figured it out. Sometimes one just needs weird math. Okay, so I've added and made my hanger. So I made it pretty long so that I can shorten it if I want to, but I have plenty of space to get it all the way to the top. Hi, Linda. Yeah, she's like, I made the live. Happy. Hi, Patsy. Hi, Darlene from Pennsylvania. Okay, we are going to prep this for a prep cleaners, but before we do that, we're going to wrap first. So that is what our red mesh is for. I can tell my husband's not happy because our vet is not answering their phone. So he's having to drive down. It's about 15 minutes, so not happy. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to gather the top, almost like we're doing poofs. Okay, so we're just going to gather this in the top, all the start of our 10-inch deco mesh. Okay, we're going to flip our wreath over. We're going to get a zip tie, and we're going to start right here at the top. The top has no middle section, so we're going to kind of go in sideways and then up the middle, just like this. I'm trying not to let my zip tie go, but I want to take the end of this, where I'm holding that whole little bundle, and I want to zip tie it to the underside of my frame. And you'll see why in a second. So let's get that zip tied in there. Again, just be careful when you're tightening that. I'm going to go ahead and trim that excess off and trim my pipe cleaner just like that. Okay, now what you're going to do with your deco mesh is you're going to get it into a nice folded section that is roughly about 2 inches wide. So we are going to take this and we're going to go up over the top, and you're going to start to wrap the top. Just like that. And don't worry if you don't completely cover the top. I have something in mind that is going to completely cover that. Our goal is to cover the rest of the frame. But make sure when you're winding this that you keep even tension all the way through, because it looks so much better when you do. Okay. So just keep winding. Okay. I didn't like that last wrap, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to make sure that I get this. It's like wrapping way too thick. So 2 inches wrap, and just start twisting that. Wrap it even tension. Sometimes you get the middle section that just doesn't want to lay flat. And we're going to continue to wrap. Nice and even. I find it easier to twist the frame and keep the tension in your hand. At any point you want to bring your hanger up, you can do that so that that's out of the way. And I don't like, this is my big pet peeve, is it's like a I hate to see the edge. So this unfinished edge, I don't want to see that at all in my wrap. So sometimes it takes me stopping and folding these so that that is in the center, and then I can go ahead and hopefully get that re-wrapped back under there. It's coming back up to the top again, because that's where it wants to not lay flat. Okay. We've got a good wrap again. See, and it's scraping back up. Same section. Just trying to keep it buried. I really don't like that roll that just keeps rolling back in. And if you don't get it from the back, then it's not going to roll correct to the front. Get my roll situated so that it's not. It keeps wanting to creep up, but I'm going to keep trying to bury it. And some people have asked, can you just take red ribbon and wrap that? I tried the red ribbon. I just didn't like the way that it looked, because I liked it to be thick and kind of feel solid. Okay, we're almost to the bottom, which is the only thing that we need to do, is just get that to the bottom nice and smooth. Okay, tucking it in between those little knobs, again right in between, and then once you get it all the way to the back, we're going to stretch that all the way out. Get rid of that because it's a nuisance at this point. So I've got that right around that bottom knob. Another 6-inch zip tie, and we're simply going to go under that brim piece because we want to secure this off. Just like that, nice and tight. Go ahead and remove the excess. Remove your zip tie remnant. We've already got our hanger attached, so we're good there. And so that is the top of our brim. Okay, and you can see I didn't use very much deco mesh. Matter of fact, this was a leftover roll that I had. So I want to say it's like a third, not quite half. And so that just created my brim look for me. Linda, I tried the 5.5. I am not a fan. It's too thin. It doesn't give me the thick coverage that I want, which is you have to cover those little knobs. And so taking 10.5-inch mesh and folding it over into like a 2-inch strip is giving me an awful lot of volume so that it's not transparent when I look at it and it feels solid. So from here, we're going to take 15 zip ties, not zip ties, Chanel stems, pipe cleaners, and we're going to go ahead and create a frame for our snowball mesh to sit on. And so the first part is you want to come in one section and up the outside between the knob here, gently twist that so that it's on there but not overly tight to where it will snap. Then from here, it's about every third little knob we're going to, you'll notice that there is a upper section and a lower section. We're going to work on adding our pipe cleaner around this top, which is completely covered by the brim, and then wrapping this around. So like right now, I counted 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take this pipe cleaner, make sure that I have even pieces, and there is 2. Then we're going to take another one. Then I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go under here, and I'm going to go kind of up a little bit sideways right here. It's almost to where you want like 1 in every section at least. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go right here in the middle for my 4th. So I just put my fingers under that deco mesh in the front, because remember it's covered by it's covering part of our frame. This one's going to be our middle. Okay, so there's 4. We're going to put another one here, so that'll be 5. And I'm just really super careful when I feed these through, just making sure that, hey, both my pipe cleaners are the same height. There's 5. I'm going to go ahead and do it here. That'll be 6. Going around this section. So those little knobs actually help keep our pipe cleaner from moving on that plastic frame. So 6. We're going to put one here in the corner. That will be 7. Oop. And then right here on the corner will be 8. So we're going in one side and right here on the end. Okay, now we're going to work the lower. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty well spaced off. Now we're going to go down here on the bottom and we're going to fill. So right in here is going to be pipe cleaner number 9. And right in between that is number 10. Again, make sure they're even. And be careful not to do them too tough. There's 10. Here's number 11. Here's 12. And I'm kind of positioning them down a little bit. There's 12. Trying to make sure I have these right. Here's 14. And then the very end, right here, is going to be number 15. And I'm just going to double check that I have them all in place. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I count right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I did need one right in here. So I'm going to move this one over and then put one right in the middle. Always good to count. Need 15. And then I'm going to put another one right there. Just so we have full. Okay, I think I'm up. Yeah, I need it. I thought so, Linda, because like I said, I tried doing the 6 and then I thought, well, maybe I'll just use the 6 at the bottom so it won't be quite so full. And I tried that and I did not even like the way it looked. And I'm like, forget it. We're done. Okay, so this is the method we're doing. It's called the folded ruffle. So I don't know if you've seen this. So it helps curb some of our frays. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your deco mesh and you're going to go about halfway into the middle. Okay, I've cut this with a wood burning tool to 10.5-inch pieces because they're 10.5-inch mesh. We are folding that kind of up to the middle. And then I'm going to scrunch right up the middle. And because the fold side is up, I'm going to flip it over so the fold side is face down. And then I'm going to place this inside, just like this, couple twists. And then I'm going to cut my pipe cleaners so they're not quite so tall. But we're going to use those because we're going to add the red balls to the ends. So here, again, we're going to go halfway in and then halfway in. And then we're going to go straight up the center, flip it over, and then I'm just doing the very next pipe cleaner I come to, whether it's a top or whether it's a bottom. And again, snip them and just kind of set them aside. Find your next pipe cleaner, which for me is going to be this one here on the top. And it'll go pretty quick this way. So scrunch, flip it over. And the other reason I scrunch from the top is I want to make sure that that seam, that allowance that we've made for it, doesn't come up. Okay, now I'm going to grab the one here on the bottom. So fold to the middle. I'm just making sure that my edges are like together, and then bring this up, scrunch up the middle, flip it over, and then we're putting that right in the pipe cleaner. I actually tried this twisted in half and then secured it. I did not like the way it finished. It just gave me too much gap to where I could kind of see what was going on the inside, and I didn't like that. The mesh is cut to 10.5 inches, Anna, because this is a 10.5-inch roll, so I want them perfect squares. And this one's going to plop right down in here, and you're going to start to see that it covers our frame really nicely. And I'm just taking the tips of my pipe cleaners off, and then just finding my next pipe cleaner that I come to. And it doesn't matter whether you go bottom up or the top down, whatever allows you to contain those ends. Okay, we're going to plop this one down right in here. And just cut, I'm taking off like about 1 inch of my pipe cleaner. And just kind of moving that to the side, get the next one ready. Halfway down, and then halfway up. Scrunch up the center and flip it up. Snip those off. And just dial that back a little bit. So you're kind of seeing that the way that the pipe cleaner placement is kind of every other one. They're like in a staggered pattern. You're so welcome, Anna. You skipped 13? What do you mean? I skipped 13. Did I miss one? I'm looking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, I'm good. Oh, when I was putting them on. Okay. Yes, I knew that. Yeah. Oh, you had me. Because I did that the other day when I was making a wreath. I totally forgot. I skipped one of my pipe cleaners. So, yeah, it's not unheard of for that to happen. So, I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, sometimes you guys catch things I don't. Where would you suggest that I go to purchase a nice box for a wreath if gifting it as a gift? 14-inch frame. It depends on what your finished design is. So if your finished design is 24 inches, you can go to Lowe's and Home Depot, but they're going to give you really big box. It'll be like a 24, 24, 12. You'll have to cut it down. You could try someplace like your U-Haul stores, but most of the time you're going to get what I call product sponsored boxes. It's going to have their stuff on the outside. So I say Lowe's and Home Depot in a pinch, but you're going to see it's a Lowe's or Home Depot box. Other than that, if you just want the plain brown, you're going to have to order it in bundled amounts from either Amazon or from Uline. Okay, and I know I have one down here below. Okay. Hi, Nissy. Long time no see from Louisiana. Welcome. So have you guys ever made a Santa hat wreath before? These are super popular. I loved when I did one. I made it like an elf hat. That was my favorite one, I think. And then I had a really super small sign that was handmade for me. And it said like hashtag elf, like selfie. And it was like elfie. Hashtag elfie. So it was super cute. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can embellish these. Obviously, if it's a Santa hat, we want it to look like a Santa hat. So I'm going down here and getting this one that is way at the bottom. So I'm kind of folding them in a sense. And I stopped clipping these two, so I need to go back to clipping because I can tell these ones are too long. And I got that one and that one. Okay. Found that one. Those ones are okay. All right. I have 3 more pieces to squeeze in there. I like it to be very, very full. And I'm still trying to think of, what else could I put in there? Like, I mean, you could put faux fur on there. Maybe. Like a white faux fur. But a lot of this is hiding the mechanics. Okay. Mesh size, Kathy. Wow, Kathy Smith. Is they're 10.5-inch pieces of 10.5-inch mesh, so perfect squares. So 2 more pieces, and we're doing the folded ruffle, which is just folding our mesh up about halfway, folding the top down, gathering right in the center, flipping it over because I don't want the seam side up, tucking that one in, and we're trimming about 1 inch off of our pipe cleaners, so they're just a touch below the mesh. Last piece. Right at the center, flip it, put this last one right here on the end. So the ends are just to camouflage the end of that witch hat. And then we're going to snip those off. Okay, so as you can see from your perspective, the hat looks pretty full. But what you can do is you can take these and you can move them down. If you'd like, they will all move down. If you want it a little bit less fluffy on the brim side of things, you know, you can bring this all the way down on the end and bring that forward just like so. And so you have a little bit more of the hat portion, so it's not so brim. Like, that's what it looks like from that perspective. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add all of our little scatters and fillers. And like I said, you can get those from Hobby Lobby right now. I'm going to keep this one all red and white. So that's what I'm going to be putting on, is within all those little ends. I'm going to be putting in different sizes of red balls. So like that is going to go there. I have these little iridescent white ones. So like a red and then a white, and those go right through those styrofoam tips. We'll come in here and do another little white one. So I just put a little dot of glue on and then take my pipe cleaner, because it literally will go right through your styrofoam ball. No problem. They're super easy to put on. And now we'll take another little red one. And we're just going to scatter these throughout so that we're introducing a little bit of color in here. You could come in with Christmas balls if you wanted and put those inside. There's that one. And it's all about trying to find your little balls. I'm trying to find a bigger one. Let's see. I think I have the bigger ones in my patriotic balls. I do. So we'll take some of these and plop those on. Another red. And you could do that even while you're adding your deco mesh so that you don't lose sight of your little bowls where those pipe cleaners are, because mine are white, because I don't want them really seen. And you can mix them up. You can add more red if you want more red balls. You can add green. Like the one that's on my door, I have that one done in red, white, and green. Trying to find another big ball. You can do one all in metallics. They're just super fun to make. So I'm like going through now and trying to find all my pipe cleaners to make sure we have a little bit of glitter. There's this one And that one, they have a tendency of kind of getting hung up on each other. So that's why it's almost necessary to kind of find them if you can. So this is my red and white design. And we'll go up and add a glitter up here. So like wherever I'm finding my pipe cleaners, I add one red, one white to each one, and then if they just happen to be next to each other when they're positioned, you can go ahead and just pull them into a different position. So hey, you don't have two sitting right next to each other. Like you can take those and bend them, move them around. Like I forgot one right here. We'll go ahead and go in. And then down here, here's my two. So I'll do red at the bottom. And then we'll do our white. Trying to find the bigger ones. There's that. Keep finding them. It's up to you if you want to do small ball or a big ball. I'm just making sure that each pipe cleaner gets at least one of each. And I'm going through and making sure, hey, where are my pipe cleaners? So that everything has a good distribution of color. There we go. So like I said, this is a good price point for your craft fair tables. It gives you something different. This is great for assisted living or apartment doors or office cubicles. Let's put a small one down. And a little white. And we'll grab this one because we have a here's our big one. And that one's weird. Let me grab one of these. So now we're coming to the opposite side. I'm gonna probably have to go back and get more red and white, believe it or not, because I use those so much. I use them for, you know, the red and white and green for, see how this one's got, there's like almost, like there was no red down here. And all it takes is just maneuvering your little balls wherever you want them to go. And you can get that pop of color where you want it to be. And we'll put this one right here. And we'll take another white. And I think that's it. We just go through and make sure. Oh, there's a missed one right in here. Always good to give it a once over. Let's go up. And let's add another little red one there. Sometimes it's hard to see the white ones. So this is what you'll do. You'll move them. So just like that. Just maneuver everything into position the way you want it to go. And that's just a really super simple, cute embellishment you can make. Now we're going to go ahead and finish up the hat. And then we will make our bow. And we should be pretty much just about done. So I'm going to take these and just kind of pull my ends, like these little pieces right here, and take them and just pull them right underneath. We're going to add our Santa belt buckle. So it's really imperative that you give it a nice snug fit, which means you're not going to get it to go even. And I'm going to do this on the back, but just so you see, it's got a slight little wrap over. We're going to go ahead and take that off. But we're going to, in a sense, you want to make sure that it's nice and snug, meaning it's not going to look like this. We don't want loose ends here. We want it nice and snug around the brim of the hat, which means when you flip it over, it's going to have like this weird overlap, and that's okay. So I'm going to take my hot glue and put that along my ribbon end right there. Okay, I'm going to make sure that fold is nice and snug. I'm going to look at it from the front. So see, this is what I'm saying. I don't want kind of like lifting corners. I want it snug fit. I don't want to see any lift all the way through. So now we will just place our glue on the other side and get that as close as possible to the other side as we can. Nice snug fit, just like that. That's our Santa's little belt. Okay, and then what we're going to do is take that leftover buckle that we pulled off of our rich hat, and that is going to create Santa's belt buckle. You're going to have to be really careful because we made this super thin now when we stripped all that excess glue and tinsel off. So just make sure you have that centered right over the top. Just like that. And so we've got Santa's belt buckle on the hat. And now we're going to attach our little tinsel ball to the top. Like I said, these are at Hobby Lobby. I think they come in either a pack of 8 or a pack of 9. And so they're super plush. So what you want to do is you want to work your way down to the center of your ball. Okay, just kind of dig a hole in there. And that is where our hat is going to go right on the inside. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put glue on the inside. And then we're going to stuff the end of our hat right on the inside. And we're going to hold that right on to the top. And that's how Santa's gets his the little furry ball on top of his hat. And so you have this nice little adorable tinsel ball on top. And just make sure that that's secured. And see, that's why I was telling you, don't worry so much about what the very, very tip looks like, because it's going to go on the inside of our tinsel ball anyway. And then you can kind of fluff that up. So we've got the effect going. So far that's what we have. Just like that. So now we're going to go ahead and give him a Santa themed bow. Right, Darlene? She said it might be easier to count out 15 of each, red and white, before adding them to the chenille stems. That is a great tip, because then you know if you have some leftovers, there's a couple kind of hiding. Okay, so now let's build our bow. So we don't want it to be super big and over the top. We want it to be mild, complement, because the whole design is Santa's hat, but we kind of want to elevate it a little bit. So I'm thinking we're going to kind of do it this way. So we're going to do, maybe we'll do it this way. Okay. So I'm going to do a tail, and I think it's about 7 inches long. So we're going to dovetail the end, which is just wired edges together. We're going to cut from the folded side down to the wired point. Okay. 7 inches is going to look like this on the wreath. which means here's my tail. So that's about 7 inches. It's just going to kind of go down here as a nice little side feature, or wherever you want to add a bow. So 7 inches, going to flip that right inside, and I'm going to do 2 loops each side at 4.5 inches. So there's 4 right there, should be about 4.5. And we're going to go another one at 4.5. So I'm just bringing it back to my 20-inch line. So when I stretch this out, I can see, hey, where is 4.5? Just like that. And then once you got your measurements set, all you have to do is put your fingers in the hole and pull. So we're going to make it a nice little full bow. Right in there. And then we're going to take that back out 7 inches, trim that off. Okay, that one's done. Now we're going to take our reindeer, because Santa needs reindeer. Like I said, the reindeer ribbon came from Walmart. So dovetail the end again. This is like more satin with just a little bit of wire on the end. So I'm going to do this at 6.5. So I'm going to gather. And we're going to do 4-inch loops, 2 on each side. Okay, so let me make sure I'm at 4. There's our 4. Get our 4 done on this side. Bring it back. Measure and bring that out. And then once you have that established, go ahead and do your other 2. And 1 on the other side. And then we want to measure 6.5 inches. And put our dovetail end on that. Okay, Santa's reindeer are done. Right, Judy? Witches' hats are so much fun to use. And I was like, oh man, if I don't get those done, like I don't think I did them last year because I just ran it so long with everything else. So here is Santa pattern. So remember, horizontals, he's going either direction, so I don't need to worry about him. Sometimes he's this way, sometimes he's upside down. So thank God for that. So I don't have to really worry. We're just going to go ahead and place him inside. We're going to do 6 inches for our ribbon tail. And then we are going to do a simple 2-loop bow for this one at 3.5 inches. So Santa's just going to be all by himself. Okay. Squish. Bring it down. And then back out 6 inches. Put our dovetail end on that. And there we go. Now I tried to fluff this on the Santa hat on the door. Big mistake. It's easier to fluff it while it's laying down because you can see it and you're not having to work kind of underneath it. I'm going to go with a red pipe cleaner. We're going to lift that up. Plop that back down. Nice little twist. Super simple bow. Not overly complex. What I am going to do right now, though, is I am going to grab the tails and I'm going to pull all of my tails down. Because that is something I can do, which will make the fluff part on the actual wreath so much easier to do. So bring all your tails down. Okay. And then it's going to be up to you. You can decide if you want it down here. You can put it there. If you want it on this side, it's up to you. I haven't decided. Like, I'm feeling like it needs to be here for some reason. But then I don't know. I think I'm going to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and, we know where the frame is, right? Go ahead and work that down into your frame. Making sure you get your bow secure on both ends. And I haven't fluffed it yet. So I'm just going to bring it into position of where I want it to go. And kind of pull it down, but not all the way to the frame. Pam, we used the buckle on the witch hat. It has to be on the silver Dollar Tree witch hat. It's the only way you can get it. Okay, now for the fluffing on the wreath. Well, that just makes that process so much easier. Okay, so we're going to take the outside too, and we're going to go high on those. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the reindeer. Bring it up. So we have them kind of centered in between. So I just worked this side, and then Santa's going to kind of go in between those reindeer. So just like that. Same theory. We're going to go a little low on those ones. And then Santa's going to go right in here. And so you can maneuver your deco mesh around to create space for your bow. Otherwise, it's just going to be like pushing forward. So just move some of the deco mesh tails around, or move the ruffles into a place that you want them to be. I kind of like it a little bit out to the side. I'm trying to get this one because he's folded way in the center. Just like that. Nice little Santa bow. And then I'm going to add a nice little red ball to the center. Just like this. We're going to top that off right in the center. Just like that. And then that ties those red balls into our bow. And there is our adorable little Santa wreath. If you wanted to, you could put bows on both sides. I like it one side or the other. That's just my preference. You also have the option, if you don't like the bows, you can take the bow off. You can just reach underneath the underside of that, twist that red pipe cleaner off, and off comes the bow, and you can have the bow for something else. I'm going to go ahead and flip you up and show you what it looks like on the door. Hello all. So this is the one I did earlier. This design actually matches, I don't think you can see it here, but I made this Santa hat to match so here's the Santa wreath. Oops, I have it slightly off. I used the exact same ribbon. I'm off one red. I used the exact same Santa ribbon in here. So what I'm trying to do is make home decor, holiday home decor, decorating so much easier. So now I'm creating like themed home decor items. So it's like, here's the wreath for the front door. This could be like a wreath that you have in the bathroom or over your fireplace mantle, or maybe you you can tuck it in over your like we have a center wood post in our kitchen that hides like the exhaust fan, so you can put that up there. This is our Santa hat that we just finished using the hook that we have on there. And then of course, because black shows everything, here's where you can find all your missing glue threads that you couldn't see anywhere else. And then you can just fluff to your desired look. If you want it a little bit more flat. You can bring your deco mesh pieces down. It's entirely up to you. Just like it's supposed to actually sit on my door. It's kind of weird. There we go. Because I have a screw. I don't actually have a wreath hanger. So that is Santa's hat wreath. So like I said, you can do a variation of these. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see that, and I'll finish explaining. But you can do like elf hats with like, you can even do it like green and yellow. You can do green, red, and white and make elf hats. And you can do Grinch hats. Of course, you can't say Grinch hats, but you can make them for that. You can do winter ski hats. You can do just a multitude of different things besides making them into witch hats. Another thing you can also do, let's see if I have it. Because now a lot of the stores have all of their decor out. You can get little signs, right? So like it says, it's a hot chocolate kind of day. If you didn't have the Santa belt, you could just simply add an adorable little sign like that that says it's a hot chocolate kind of day. And maybe add in some cute little foam squares for like marshmallows. There's just a ton of ideas that you can get. Like all these are like Hobby Lobby like mini signs. You can add that one, like have yourself a merry little Christmas. You could do something like this, North Pole with a little sled. You can add just a Merry Christmas. I'm trying to see what else I have. These are all my miniature signs. Let's see. This one is from Hobby Lobby too. It just says, believe in the magic of Christmas. So you could add a sign if you were unable to find the silver witch hat wreaths at Dollar Tree. Same design. You can mix up the colors. You can add adorable small little signs. I mean, now is the time if you're gonna do it to pick up all of your mini signs. And that's what I have them for, is if we're making smaller designs, like obviously I'm in love with this one. We will be making one that looks like that because one of the themes that I have, we already have the candy cane wreath. I think we have candy cane swag. I know we have the mailbox, or not mailbox swag, we have lantern swag. So I'm trying to do these all in one things, because when I went to do my fall decor this year, just on the outside, making porch sconces, a wreath. I haven't added the lantern swag, but I could. I just didn't go pull it out. But what did I do? I did 3 different things. We put up a flag, we put up the sconces, we hung up the wreath, and there's one other thing that was missing. Oh, mailbox swag. And I just walked out to my mailbox with my fall swag, draped it over the top, twisted around. I'm like, done. 15 minutes I had the outside of my house in a very large part done, because I already had all this stuff. And so I was like, man, if this was easy for me, I wonder if other people would like that too. So now I'm doing holiday themed items. So they'll be like traditional Christmas, candy cane. I think we're doing one that's country Christmas, and then a couple others. And then we're doing Jack Frost winter. So we're going to be building all of the things, like all of the bows, all of the garlands, all of the swags for each of those themes. So if you wanted to do a one and done, super simple. You buy the whole collection. Do you guys have any questions I can answer for you today? We're supposed to get rain tomorrow. I'm super happy. Hi, Kim. She said, very cute. Elizabeth says, love it. Just like everything you make. Judy says perfect place for the bow. Again, Pam, like I said, it was, do I have the purple one? I thought I kept the purple one out. So Pam, if you go to Dollar Tree right now, they have it in purple and they have it in black, and you need the little buckle at the bottom. So you need the frame to build your Santa hat, but you need it in silver. So those are available at Dollar Tree right now. So head over to Dollar Tree, grab a couple, and then you'll have plenty of those handy for when you guys are ready to make your designs. All right, well, this is available in my shop. You can find it in my shop today. And I will look forward to Friday. Come back Friday at 5. We're going to do another giveaway. So come join me, 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern time, and come see what we're making then. Bye for now, everyone.